Okay, we are here. Make sure I can hear me. So I've been trying a new layout, if you notice. Um, Typically I use OBS, which is Open Broadcaster Software. But today I thought I'd try the Restream.io platform, and I like it. It's so nice. It has all these wonderful little features in there. So today, this title says Canadian Disability Benefits Exit ODSP Plan, Financial Independence Long Term Wealth Building. I thought I would discuss the presentation I did for March of Dimes. The end of June, I presented to them as part of the member spotlight. Can people hear me? Can I hear myself? Make sure. Okay, good. You can hear me. So, and chat is open as well. So I thought I would share my presentation slides because I worked really, really hard on them. And people seem to like them. And I really like how much work I put into them. So let me close some tabs that I don't need right now because I loaded my presentation into Restream. So it should be okay. But I probably should have not Restream, my slides open in a different window as a backup. Let's see, make sure it's the right one. Yeah, it's this one. And yeah, so this Saturday, we're going to do my live stream as my presentation slide that I did for March of Dimes. And let's get that started because I am a little nervous because I've never done this before, but we will make it through together. Okay, so my slide presentation I named for March of Dimes was called Empowering. I don't know why I have two windows open for chat. One is just to make sure I can hear my audio and check the stream feed. Okay. So empowering independence, navigating disability assistance as an entrepreneur. It was part of March of Dimes Canada's Disability Advocacy Network member spotlight. And I was first to present that as the member spotlight. I'm very happy about it. So before we get into all the details of my presentation, we're going to do a land acknowledgement. We are on the traditional homelands of Indigenous peoples who have cared for these territories for generations. Indigenous teachings remind us that land is not owned, but nurtured, and it's our shared responsibility to protect and respect it. As a Canadian-born individual with Jamaican immigrant family roots, I recognize the importance of truth and reconciliation. We acknowledge not just the land, but our relationships with the people who have walked before us and the waters that sustain life, the plants that provide healing, and the animals that share this space with us. We honor First Nations and Inuit Métis peoples whose land we reside on and commit to listening, learning, and taking meaningful action toward peace and reconciliation. Okay, so because of the nature of this presentation, I added a disclaimer, which I would like to read my disclaimer. I can't see part of my disclaimer. Hold on. Where's my full screen button? Give me a minute. This was nicer in my head. Full screen. Oh, there is that button. It was hidden because it's a white highlight. Okay, so I openly share my financial journey and the insights I've gained while pursuing self employment on the Ontario Disability Support Program, ODSP. This isn't just theory, it's born from decades of dedicated research, extensive personal trial and error, and years of intentionally building faith, confidence, and self esteem. Part of this accelerated growth has involved a conscious choice to invest financially in specialized knowledge and guidance from private companies and individuals, understanding that this would significantly speed up my entrepreneurial learning curve. I aim to show that financial independence and financial resilience are achievable while living well with a disability. In my case, I'm talking about episodic disabilities. It's vital to remember that my path is unique to me. I work closely with appropriate professionals and remain fully compliant with ODSP policy directives while taking massive action towards my goals, including planning how to effectively utilize the upcoming Canada Disability Benefit. Now, I need to say that the current Canada Disability Benefit, because I have received my first payment from the Canada Disability Benefit because I'm eligible for it based on having the disability tax credit, and is my income is at the threshold eligibility to receive it. While my experiences illustrate what's possible, they're not a substitute for professional advice. Your journey will be unique, and it's essential to consult with qualified professionals to create a strategic plan tailored to your individual circumstances. Okay, a brief summary of who I am, my experiences as an entrepreneur and content creator. Now, I added some slides in here to remind me to breathe. This is one of them. So, for people that are listening that have low vision, this wonderful slide I have here is represents Black excellence, wealth, abundance. On the left, I have a illustrated image of three individuals. The first one on the left is a Black gentleman with a casual business suit and a long necktie in blue, holding a cane. Actually, two of them, two canes. And the person in the middle is a Black gentleman in the same business suit as the first one. So, long necktie, blue business suit, standing in a very proud stance, like a superhero. And then we have the third individual with Black female with a ponytail bun, wearing a business suit with no necktie, but she is a wheelchair user, and her wheelchair is made from gold trim, so the gold wheels, and then there's gold around the seat, and then they are positioned standing in a maze made out of gold, right beside a golden goose, which represents the challenges of navigating abundance and wealth while living with a disability. And then on the right, I have my three individual fictional characters of Shelley Ann, Junior Carter, and Sheldon Remy. Uh, the top right is Shelly Ann, big poofy ponytail, very in optimistic looking, wearing a white blouse and a handbag with a map. And then underneath in that image is Junior Carter, attractive gentleman, Black gentleman with a necktie, black suit, holding a compass. And then underneath that is his twin brother, Sheldon Remy, who is a wheelchair user, who's holding a map, and beside him is a compass, and they are all standing in the gold maze to navigate systemic challenges on a journey to financial independence and wealth living with disabilities. Now, my presentation has a lot of illustrations that represent my fictional characters, customer avatar characters that represent the journey of me navigating disability benefits. So because there's so many of them, I'm not going to describe all of them, but I can let you know they all represent an important story of my journey of wanting to exit Ontario Disability Support Program, to achieve financial independence, have long-term wealth, and exit out of the systemic barriers of poverty as a person with a disability. Now, on this slide, the introduction and passion of who I am and what happened. I'm a home business professional. I have a home business professional career since March 2003 as a live stream interactive adult sex chat webcam model. I have multiple streams of income in affiliate marketing, coaching, selling online courses, subscription memberships, and YouTube is part of my income streams in that mix. Well, Black Canadian woman entrepreneur living with episodic disabilities, a psychiatric disorder diagnosed in 2008, multiple sclerosis, neurological disorder diagnosed in 2013. Disability programs like ODSP, CPP, disability, and the upcoming Canada Disability Benefit are essential. Still, their legal structure of income and asset ceiling creates systemic barriers to build wealth and a scarcity mindset. So here we are. This image here, my before and after. So on the left is me. It's an image that represents me. It's not actually me. It's just AI did a really, really good job of creating the images I wanted for my presentation to represent pivotal moments in my story. And the before picture, it's a Black lady with a poofy ponytail standing in front of her dressing table with makeup and brushes in different shades of brown. And she's applying makeup. And the behind her is that mirror with the lights around it, the bulb lights around it. That's another dressing table with a chair. That's my before picture. That represents me as a webcam model, an adult entertainer, getting ready for work, and enjoying the fast life of fast money as someone in my 20s as starting in the webcam industry. Now, the after picture of me on the right, not exactly me, but represents me, is a distressed Black female with a short, poofy ponytail who is completely devastated that my business collapsed in 2008, not because of the economy. I had multiple psychotic episodes with no savings, no sick leave, no HR department, no EI, and I didn't qualify for CPP disability. My total contributions are too low, a little over $1,000. Side hustles typically don't have this level of impact when things fall apart. Every week in treatment, my income and self-employment, self my income and self-esteem became unstable. Ontario Works in 2009 to 2011 wasn't enough to survive on. 2009, it was $585 a month. 2010, it was $592 a month. And 2011, it was $599 a month to receive Ontario Works, claiming that's supposed to cover your shelter allowance and your basic needs. Today, in 2025, Ontario Works is $733. I spiraled in and out of major depressive episodes while being on and off of prescriptions. August 2007, I moved into my second apartment. It was a rent control apartment. Rent starting at $725. April 2011, ODSP approved me while I was fighting an eviction court order. ODSP retroactive payments repaid my back rent and paid for the legal fees. I got lucky. My mother says it's God. Okay, so systemic barriers, beliefs, and breakthroughs. Now we're on the next slide. So I have it where I have an AI image again of a Black woman wearing African dashiki dress with high top boots, or they're low top boots. Otherwise, they're combat boots. They're Black with African colored laces, white, not white, gold, like yellow, orange, and black jeans, and her hair in a poofy ponytail. But this person is a wheelchair user pushing a boulder up a hill. And this represents the systemic barriers, disbelief, and the struggle of living on disability benefits, Then on the right, there's an image of a Black woman in a wheelchair holding a stack of documents and various, like, as you know, a stack of documents. Yes, wearing orange tank top with a headband, gold hoop earrings, big poofy ponytail, but her wheelchair is up a ramp going into the Employment Services Office. So this for me represents onboarding of Ontario Disability Support Program. Legal aid told me I can't work. Anything I earned in 2011 would be clawed back by 50% on the dollar. My business was profitable, and I'm told to abandon my ambition like it was dangerous. It triggered another major depressive episode with psychotic features. 2011, April 2011 to November 2016, ODSP ignored my self-employment reports, telling me most people don't want to be self-employed. And for me, when I hear most people don't want to be self-employed, there's a very annoying voice tone that comes with it of like, well, most people doesn't want to be self-employed, despite their own policy directive 5.4 self-employment income. May 2025, I found the ODSP self-assessment workbook, exploring self-employment opportunities for people with disabilities. Information is out there, but it's buried under gatekeeping and incompetence. Okay, so here we are with my health, my terms, no more limits. This is a Black woman standing in a pharmacy speaking to a pharmacist, trying to navigate coverage of health insurance for prescriptions. How? Grow my business back to $5,000 US dollars a month, pay for private health insurance, dental vision insurance that supplement provincial ODSP and Trillium drug programs, have support of critical illness insurance, plus grow additional business income to 5,000 US dollars a month and Canadian dollars, gross income before approved business expenses. Now, I know I said a lot of things, but they're like bullet forms. So what do I mean by this? So ODSP legal aid said I couldn't work in 2011, but fast forward to 2025, you can earn $1,000 while on ODSP and still keep your benefits. But that whole process of earning $1,000, then stay on benefits, you also have to keep your assets below the limit of $40,000 of non-exempt assets, then $100,000 in partial exempt assets. The business can have $20,000 of assets, and you're constantly reporting into your caseworker. They may put your file on hold. You may deal with someone who doesn't understand self-employment or running your business, and they categorize your business income in a different part of your file, because ODSP has a lot of different policy directives that you have to fit in every box exactly, so that you're not having your file suspended or triggered for investigation of fraud or possible overpayment. Being on Ontario Disability Support Program, you are constantly monitored every single month. You're eligible for ODSP until you turn 65, and then you move on to CPP, OAS, which is old age security, GIS, which is guaranteed income supplement, and then you have to determine if you're still eligible for ODSP's extended health benefits, and that could be indefinite, but the way it's indefinite, you have to always remain eligible based on the low asset limit criteria, and you're pretty much pushed out of being able to build wealth. That is not my mission. So for me, the mission is to grow my primary business back to 5,000 US dollars a month, pay for health insurance, dental, vision, the supplements provincial ODSP and the Trillium drug program, which you're wondering what type of insurance that is. That's insurance from insurance companies that offer plans of guaranteed acceptance. There's also an option of going back to post-secondary education and as a full-time student. And there's a part-time student for one of the universities in my neighborhood where I would get health insurance coverage as a part-time student in that program. but the combination of private insurance that has guaranteed acceptance or getting health insurance as a student going to post-secondary education, it will support me in feeling like I can leave Ontario government system, and it will give me an indicator of how much money additionally I need to save towards medical expenses based on my specific disability and aging of someone in my 40s, because I would like to be in a position of building wealth and exiting off of Ontario Disability Support Program without needing to go back as much as humanly possible I can do. So I found 6 insurance options: extended health benefits, transitional health benefits built into the Ontario Disability Support Program policy. There's a Trillium Drug program from the Ontario government. There's also exceptional access program. There's the assisted device program. There's guaranteed acceptance insurance from companies like Green Shield, Blue Cross, Canada Life, Manulife. There's like Blue Cross, Green Shield. I found 6, but I'm trying to remember if one of them is. Either way, there's options. I'll make a whole different presentation of each one of them that I found and how their policies are written to have coverage. And everything is based on your drug identification number that's on your little prescription bottle. That weird number that your pharmacist needs to know what prescription you're taking. That is how they know how much your prescriptions cost and how they bill your insurance, or they bill it to the government, depending on what program or insurance that you have. Yeah, some pre-existing prescriptions must be approved for coverage. Like my multiple sclerosis medication, when I called Manulife, the agent told me which of my current prescriptions will be covered and which ones need additional approval. And this is where I believe between ODSP or Trillium Drug Benefit, the Trillium Drug Benefit can continue covering my prescription because it's already built into the Ontario Drug Benefit formulary, which is the same formulary that ODSP uses. It's how they determine what prescriptions in the marketplace are covered. So the Ontario government uses the same drug database to determine coverage of prescriptions. And then anything that you really, really need based on your doctor vouching for you that you really need it goes through the approval process up the ladder to exceptional access program. And exceptional access program for your prescriptions could be denied, which means you could end up still paying for things out of pocket. This is why financial independence is very, very, very important. So you can cover everything that you require as a person with a disability who has medical expenses and prescription cost. Plus also vision and dental. So dental, next slide, I think, right? Yeah, next slide. Right. So there's hope. Now this is my AI image of a Black woman wearing jeans and a white t-shirt and her running shoes walking through a maze made out of gold. And in the maze has signs of ODSP, disability support, rules, financial independence. And there is a stack of bills in the maze. There's a house in the maze. There's graphs that represent the financial stock market. And she's holding a map and she's pointing in the direction of the bright star at the end of the maze as her direction to freedom. So there's also group benefits. So I said there were 6. There's also group benefit plans. So being self-employed, if you grow your company to be super successful, you can go to an insurance company like Blue Cross, Green Shield, Manulife, Sun Life, and buy a group insurance plan for your company and your employees. And while the company is buying a group insurance plan for you and your employees, you can customize it to cover your pre-existing conditions. This is what the insurance agent told me. And I felt like a little relieved and annoyed. The annoyed part was my business wasn't making enough income to qualify. So your business has to make the qualifying income threshold to have the group insurance plan customized for your plan. And then you have to maintain that level of income in your business so that you can move up the financial ladder of customizing your financial freedom outside of government assistance programs for people with disabilities. Then there's also other group alternative plans through co-working. I found a co-working group that offers a membership plan that comes with health benefits. Then I also found that the Canada Women Chamber of Commerce, they also have a new health benefit if included for their memberships. I wasn't able to clearly find out in those two insurance options if they would cover pre-existing conditions or if I would be excluded for pre-existing conditions, because to find out that answer, I have to go through the entire process of becoming a member, paying for my membership, applying for the insurance, having the insurance company review my medical history. Then they would determine if my pre-existing conditions are covered or not. And then I would probably spend, I'm estimating $400. I'm not yet ready to take that risk and investment yet to discover that plan. Plus, any of the private insurance plans, plus I'm currently eligible for the Canada Dental Care Plan, would exclude me from having the Canada Dental Care Plan. So this current year, I'm eligible for the Canada Dental Care Plan as of August 1st until about July. And then I reapply again, assuming I don't have the funds available to buy my own private health insurance, or I haven't returned back to college where, like, one of the Ontario colleges automatically has students enroll into a health insurance plan because it's covered in tuition. So picking out your insurance combination matters because everything is in the details of each company's policies and regulations of how they'll cover you and not cover you. And depending on what's covered or not covered means what you'll be paying out of pocket. The whole journey of it is possible. So don't sit there acting like, oh, it's never going to happen for you. It's what path you want to take as you earn an income, find insurance, live your life to your best ability, and be free. Honestly, this is the cost of buying back your freedom, which is what J.L. Collins would say on many of his podcasts. There's also a very, very helpful guide and a webinar done by Income Security Advocacy Center. They have a guide to health benefits in Ontario 2025. Then they also did a supplemental webinar explaining their guide and their findings of insurance. They were able to find other ones. Something's from LensCrafter. They have a program for people to get their eyeglasses covered. And then there was one from Green Shield where if you're not eligible for certain programs, you would get $1,000 coverage for a year. But everything is based on eligibility and making an application. But I do know that I found 6. And then with Income Security Advocacy Center building their health benefit guide in Ontario, and hopefully they keep it up to date, I'll be able to actually keep a constant lookout on different programs because it's done within the community of legal clinics, advocacy clinics, policy research people. We're getting it done. And maybe on my financial independence journey, since many of the government programs and the government agencies and social service programs and social service industry itself, they're always doing things based on how much funding they have. Maybe in my future, my financial independence journey, I will set up my giving fund to donate to certain initiatives so that they are able to continue on educating people on what's available to them so that they're not feeling stuck in deep poverty that we currently have. The goal for me is build my business, finish college, supplement health benefits on my own terms because I mastered the fine print. And this took every ounce of energy from 2016 until 2025 to find everything that's available to me and determine my choices based on my terms, not someone else's, which is Ontario Disability Support Program and the Canada Disability Benefit and the Canada Dental Care Plan. It's just too many things to remember based on the government already making a decision about my life without my input. Isn't just about insurance, it's about empowerment, securing my health and future on my own terms with less involvement of government social assistance. Okay, policy as a tool, not a trap. I studied and memorized ODSP Directive 5.4 self employment like a gazelle running for my life. You may have heard gazelle intensity from Dave Ramsey. This is exactly how I feel about um, reading the policies of Ontario Disability Support Program and working towards financial independence. February 1st, 2023, ODSP lets a person with a disability earn up to $1,000 net income a month from work without losing their supports or benefits. You can stay at that level. You can stay, earn just enough to supplement your disability benefits, to live comfortable and just have enough. I'm not interested in doing that. I want to have as much as humanly possible I can achieve in this lifetime while I still have the energy and capacity and willingness to do it. My independence is currently tied to social assistance policy limitations. It's a sacrifice to remain eligible, or I choose to become wealthy and live free. Toronto Business Development Center taught me the Business and Income Expense Report Form 3083E. That's the English form. It came with instructions. This form is what many ODSP caseworkers claim don't exist, but it's also the form that they claim you have to fill out to report your business income. I've chosen to send them my actual profit and loss statements from my accounting software. Every time my accounting software will generate a report of my financial statements for my business, and it's in the accounting software. It's also what I learned when I was taking classes in accounting. I recommend, if you're self-employed, to go find a accounting software training program from an employment center or a community college, or get books on bookkeeping and accounting so that you understand your financial numbers better than the Ontario government. Because I can tell you that an ODSP caseworker will make a mistake on business income because they don't stay up to date with the policy. So if you want to advocate for yourself and achieve financial independence and exit off of Ontario Disability Support Program on your terms so that you can be in a position to build wealth and stay out of debt and live like nobody else so you can live like nobody else, you need to know what's there. You signed for it in your application. You clicked I agree, and you decided that was the best option at that time. And then now this is what you have to figure out. Do you really want to stay in this situation for the rest of your life? And if you make that choice, yes, it is, then you need to learn what choices you're living with. This is how you do that, by understanding what's in the policy directive. Building a home based business around my episodic disability meant learning I have to legally protect my business and my future. It's expensive, not covered by government programs. So, this part here, where I'm talking about legally protect my business, it's my business, how it operates, the intellectual property in my business, how my financials are shown in my business. So, eventually, in my business, I'll be hiring an accountant, probably a bookkeeper, depending on how much volume I have in my business and how much less involvement I want to be in my business. Because there's a part in my business where, let's say I hire someone who does marketing, or I hire someone that's my virtual executive assistant, or I hire a business manager to deal with all the emails. I do it back and forth with a lot of people, or helping me craft different programs for coaching in my business. That takes a lot of money. One of my coaching programs I'm looking at to add to my skill set to being an entrepreneur is 10,000 American dollars that I need to figure out how I'm going to pay for through cash from my first business, which is the live stream entertainment business, to fund my second business, which is the coaching business. And then going back to school, I want to go back to school for business and finance. And I don't want to borrow money if I can avoid doing that. So those are all the things I have to figure out to legally protect my business and my future based on my decisions that I make for myself that I can live with. And I don't need a caseworker coming in with their little opinion where a couple weeks from now, they're not going to be my caseworker no more because their contract ended. Oh yeah, wait. Oh, I was going to describe the image. So this image, I really like this image a lot. It is a bunch of very enthusiastic, happy people. Many of them are standing on gold bricks. Some of them are wheelchair users with laptops or tablets that they're using, but everyone is happy, everyone is joyous, everyone is free. And the freedom comes with knowing what's in the policy directive to design your own life on your terms. So this represents freedom on your own terms for this image right here. Okay, so now, strategic growth, transition, documenting my journey beyond Ontario Disability Support Program. So this is where I talk about how I document my journey with using my YouTube channel as a content creator and presentations like this. Wait, I changed the slide. I don't see the slide. Huh. Oh, there it is. Oh, press refresh. I have the slide presentation going on. It's just me by myself. And then I have another window open that is showing the YouTube live feed, what people would see. And one of them has a delay. So I don't know the delay is happening. Okay. So my lived experience meets strategy. Minnie on Cam online content documents real world journey of building financial independence while navigating the Canadian disability system. I reach a global audience, and I really do. I've had people DM me, or I've had consultation meetings with people in Spain, New Zealand reached out to me. I have people in America reaching out to me, depending on what community forums I'm in, like Camgirl Problems in there. I'll see people posting. Like yesterday, someone was saying that they want to return to work, but they were dealing with the health diagnosis of Crohn's disease. And I gave them all the resources I know of entrepreneurs who have Crohn's disease that run successful businesses. This is part of me figuring out how I want to design my coaching business, because I really firmly believe I can build an exit strategy to help people exit out of Ontario Disability Support Program. And the foundational principles and skills you learn from exiting one disability benefit program, it can kind of apply to another benefit program, because all the benefit programs are roughly all the same. They all look for the same type of things of controlling your income, assets, health benefits. They want to know your marital status. They want to know if you have children or not. They want to know if you left their particular region of the country for more than a certain time period. Like ODSP has it, you have to declare if you left the province for more than 30 days. My future self wants to travel somewhere for 6 months. I can't do that if I have to check into Ontario Disability Support Program all the time. So I'm going to have to make sure that I'm in a financial position to tell them, you know what, that's none of your business. And I'm going to go away for 6 months and come back when I'm ready. That's pretty much what I want to do. ODSP now and supplement health benefits in the future. I'm not solely surviving on Ontario Disability Support Program. I'm using it strategically as a launch pad toward freedom with clear steps to scale business, income, and assets. Now that we have the Canada Disability Benefit, it's now an annoying thing I have to keep on my radar in my budget planning and all that. So I have to also watch the income rules closely for the Canada Disability Benefit, not stay limited by them, but to navigate them smartly with prioritizing financial peace and independence, radical transparency and accountability. So in my financial journey of wanting to exit off of Ontario Disability Support Program, I thought by now there are other people that document that journey, but there isn't that many. I found 2 people, maybe 3, that have left Ontario Disability Support Program because their income is higher than what ODSP gives them. And I wish there was like a book or a guide or a workshop that has that, but it looks like I'm going to have to do that. Every video is an act of advocacy and empowerment. I show how I do it, why I do it, and lead by example for others so that they can choose to create their own exit strategy too. Now, if you believe you cannot do it, then you won't do it. If you believe you can do it and need support and encouragement and a mentor, I'm here for you virtually, when I decide what membership packages I'm offering for group coaching, and I'm connecting with certain organizations who are interested in my idea and interested in working together to see if we can make something happen. And if they don't have the budget or the resources to make it happen within their organization, I will make my own organization to do it. I'm hoping to train other people, to coach other people how to exit out of government assistance, because it needs to happen. There's no, like, I hate the idea that you get into the maze of government assistance and you feel like you're a rat in the maze, stuck there forever, waiting for the scientists to drop down cheese in the maze so you can live in the maze for the rest of your life. I'm not interested in being the rat in the wheel. No, I'm not. So that's where this comes in, of why we're having this presentation. Okay, so social media content I create. If you're on the channel, following the channel, you have an idea of what I do. Personal finance, budget with me, baby step my way to becoming a millionaire, pay off debt, build savings, and invest to build wealth. Entrepreneurship, I share my insights how to exit Ontario Disability Support Program as a strategy for transitioning from government assistance to full financial sovereignty using the business framework from Donald Miller's Business Made Simple 5 Bank Accounts method, decoding disability policy to build financial independence. I break down Ontario Disability Support Program's asset exemption rules, the disability tax credit, the registered disability savings plan, the Canada Disability Benefit, and more, with practical no BS strategies to maximize your most powerful wealth building tool, your income. You're not going to build a lot of wealth with what you get from Ontario Disability Support Program. You might be able to save maybe $100, maybe a little bit more, but it really depends on your cost of living and also how long you've been on Ontario Disability Support Program. Like, it's not like the money they give you is never going to lift you out of poverty. They expect you to work. They expect you to find a way to work with your disability and create your own financial independence. They encourage it too. It's all in the policy of you gain employment training and job readiness skills so that you increase your financial independence. They want you to build your own income so you build your own wealth while navigating the challenges of disability on your own. They literally put it on you, the individual. Now, I get some people want to do this in a community type of way, but the community is never in the same stage of life that you are in. And if you want to bring the community with you, the community will definitely drag you down, in the sense that if you get too high in your goals and ambitions and the community is not ready to do that yet, they hold you back. I've seen it happen. I don't like it. I'm like, why? Like, I got on Ontario Disabilities Program by myself. I was in the psychiatric hospital going through treatment. Then we got a little bit stable. Then the psychiatrist referred me into the hospital's employment training program. I didn't like how they were talking about my work in adult entertainment, so it created a conflict for me, because they were completely bashing and dismissing all my work experience for being a webcam model, and nobody's going to do that. Like, you may not like adult entertainment, but you're not going to tell me that I'm a bad person for doing that, which is what the counselors were doing. And I left and I found another method of getting better and getting stable with a psychiatrist that was seeing me for 10 years, twice a month, until 2020. I like, yeah. And then the main reason why I stopped seeing her, she retired. That's the main reason I stopped seeing that psychiatrist. Mindset and motivation. This process is about mental health, stress reduction, well-being, focusing on the long game, prioritizing consistency as progress over perfection, especially on tough days. Like I said, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. That's fine. This is what I'm doing. Okay, now we're going to go into, here's another wonderful slide I have. So like this slide is similar to the first slide I had before of the gold maze. Gold maze represents the challenges of systemic barriers. Navigating the maze is towards your journey to financial peace and independence and wealth and abundance that we do have on the planet because it's given to us by our creator. And we now have three on the left. I'm more on the left because the characters on the right are the same characters from before. Shelly Ann, Junior Carter, Sheldon Remy. In the maze, Shelly Ann has the map. Junior Carter has the compass, and Sheldon Remy has a map and a compass. Now, for the image on the left, we have still Shelly Ann. She's wearing a pencil skirt this time. She looks like a flight attendant with her professional briefcase. Then in the middle, we have Sheldon Remy, who, wait, right? Oh, I keep mixing up my two characters because Sheldon Remy and Junior Carter are twins in my fictional story. Sometimes, actually, no. Okay, I need to finalize that story and those fictional characters better because I keep mixing them up. I need to actually define their backstory for each character I have in my presentations. Because I remember having it where Junior Carter is the wheelchair user, but now it seems like I keep switching that Sheldon Remy is the wheelchair user. Either way, they're twins. They both have a disability. One of them went to a nightclub and got shot at the nightclub and then became disabled and then ended up using a wheelchair. And then the other brother has psychiatric disorders, and they both on a journey of financial independence and wealth and abundance to no longer be dependent on the government, where they both are in business together as family, running a lawn care and house cleaning business. And part of that story is representative of people I've met who've experienced that life event and business entrepreneurship desire for themselves. So that's where these images are coming from. So like Shelly Ann in the pencil skirt, she represents females with invisible episodic disabilities like multiple sclerosis or lupus or any of the autoimmune diseases, which some of them I have. Like I have a bipolar disorder or multiple sclerosis. Then I met women that have lupus. Then I met different people. So all the fictional characters in my story represents someone I know or met over the years with a disability who have lived a pretty successful life by not remaining in the limitations of the system. And this is the first time I'm telling the whole world about what I've been working on for the whole year, and I'm pretty emotional by it. So this is why we pause for a minute on the slides with the images that represent the story of navigating disability benefits to financial independence and long-term wealth building. Okay, great. So the power of policy, deep dive research, and strategic navigation. So we're back to the image of it's a person in a wheelchair, a black male in a wheelchair. One of them has him on a lawnmower, and the other one has him turning his wheelchair into a cleaning assisted device because at the foot of the wheelchair has a one of the brushes that you would scrub the floors with. It's attached to his wheelchair. Then beside him has a cart of cleaning products, a bucket, a towel, spray bottle, scrubbing pads. He's wearing gloves and has a scouring pad brush, but he's also wearing a very, very nice outfit. He has a gray vest with a white button-down shirt and jeans, and he's wearing Converse shoes. On the right side of my image that splits in two, then on the left, it's a casual t-shirt, blue jeans, Converse shoes in cream brown, and the lawnmower is supposed to be the ones that you sit on. The lawnmower that you sit on, but AI image had a hard time making that particular lawnmower, so I made its own version of the lawnmower, where the lawnmower part that cuts the grass, it's at the feet, and then the chair seating part is still the wheelchair, and it has a steering wheel. I really like this images because it creates a world of possibility what you can do as a person with a disability. This is why they're here in the slides. So the talking points on my slide here is policy mastery as self-advocacy. Mastering the fine print of disability policy became my most powerful self-advocacy tool. I can full-heartedly say yes on that one because I just got approved for the employment startup benefit, $500 from ODSP, because I am going to be using it for hiring a business coach. And this particular business coach, she's well known in the disability advocacy workspace industry for 1999 or 1996. And to find like a coach who understands the challenges of disability and entrepreneurship, they're rare to find. But once I find them, I want to invest wholeheartedly in what they're doing, especially when they align in everything else that I want to do for myself. And also some of my coaching certifications I want to take to be a coach, because I've learned that becoming a coach, like a certified life coach, um, for me, it's a second career, but it doesn't fall under the category for Better Jobs Ontario, or there's a Canada employment grant thing that you get if an employer will pay for your professional trainings. I don't fall under those categories. So for me, advancing my career, it's knowing what's in the policy, which is the $500 employment startup benefit that I access once every 12 months. For me, it starts from July till June. And then every July, I make my request. I build up resources and programs and services I plan to take that justify the full amount of $500. I write a full written request to the caseworker, and it's typically approved. It's been approved every year since 2015. I'm confidently knowing that eventually I'll be requesting for ODSP to hand over, because I'm eligible for the $500 transitional work benefit, because I'm leaving Ontario Disability Support Program. That is the next milestone on the target we're working towards. And I need to narrow down an actual timeline of when I feel like I'll achieve that goal. Discover resources, ODSP self-employment workbook. That workbook I need to go read. This I really do. It's hidden by silence, assumptions, and gatekeeping. It totally was. The reason I found it, it's because it got uploaded on one of those shareable websites that you're able to download PowerPoint slides and presentations. Now that I have a copy of it, I want to know what's in there, that they decided to say that no, people with disabilities don't want to be self-employed, which is not true. Like, there's a problem with the nonprofit community service industry organizations. They literally decide based on their opinion that people with disabilities don't want something without waiting for enough people to know about the program or services that they created. Because like they apply for their grant funding, they wait for donors and investors to approve their funding for their programs that they want to initiate, and then they have a year or two to deliver it. Then they gather data, and then they make a report, and then out of the blue, at least it feels like out of the blue, they lose funding. So then by the time you find the program that you want to take, like March, I found a program from the YMCA for entrepreneurship. They said they lost funding, which means I'm back in the same position of searching for another program or coach or mentor that will help me reach my financial destination of the goals I want to achieve. It makes it very difficult. It really does. So strategic financial planning, insurance protection. This means fully leveraging Ontario Disability Program's exemptions, $1,000 net income exemption on earned income, the Registered Disability Savings Plan, attending full-time post-secondary school, investing in segregated funds, secure supplemental health, dental, and vision, plus critical illness insurance. These steps are vital for financial independence to be legally compliant, future protection, lift yourself out of poverty. There's multiple things that lift you out of poverty. And the sooner you know what they are, the sooner you know the cost of them, like insurance. The quote for insurance for critical illness from the company I went with gave me a quote of $47.75 a month for the next 5 years. When I turned 45, the monthly premium I pay for my critical illness insurance will increase. But for many, many, many years, you're literally told by other people who have a fearful scarcity mentality that, oh, it's too expensive, when none of them have actually called the insurance company and get a quote for your specific personal circumstances. Everyone needs to do that. Like, actually call the companies, actually get a quote for your disability and your medical costs and your current prescriptions and what would be covered and what's not covered because it's a pre-existing condition. All the insurance companies do it. Even the government insurance policies that we have, they'll cover some things, they won't cover other things. And the other things that you need that's not covered, is your responsibility to financially pay for them to better your health overall. Building beyond limits. My journey is about strategically working within the system's rules, not to be confined by them, but to build a life far beyond its current limitations. Yeah, this is what we're doing. Okay, so mastering my social assistance. What's this? Exit. What's it say? This is exit. Oh, I can't read the top of my slide. Path to true financial freedom. Okay, so we're back. Here's the full image of, social assistance exit, the path to true financial freedom. Okay, good. Now I see it over there. So we're back to, the compass has a key. Oh, that's so cool. I never really looked at my images in this detail before. So we're back to the Golden Maze images of either this is Junior Carter or Sheldon Remy, because they're twins, holding the map. He has a really nice gold watch, black business suit with a long necktie. He looks like the Men in Black people. And he's holding the compass. He has a key. I didn't know he held a key. So, okay, this image makes more sense now with the key and the compass and the map. It's awesome. So, defining financial security. Building income and assets means aiming for exiting social assistance. This is ODSP and now the Canada Disability Benefit. And my mission is to achieve financial independence following the Dave Ramsey 7 baby steps and self-employment, Donald Miller's 5 bank accounts for small businesses, and achieve financial independence where ODSP says, I have excess assets over their limits. We're literally waiting for that letter when they tell me that my assets are too big to be eligible for Ontario Disability Support Program, and the Canada Disability Benefit telling me my income is too high to receive their right now small amount of $200 a month. It does increase with inflation, the $200 a month. And I may get it next year because I have to reapply for the disability tax credit at the end of the year with my family doctor. But I'd rather just focus all my energy and time of growing my income and my assets as a small business owner. So I don't have to worry about reporting to a government because of my income and assets is fitting or not fitting below their limits. The problem with dependency. Relying solely on Ontario Disability Support Program and the Canada Disability Benefit creates financial vulnerability and a scarcity mindset of not enough. Charities are not going to tell you that. I know. I've been in their webinars long. They're not going to tell you that you're going to feel like you're never enough because of what you get from the government. I'm tired of feeling that way. Complete tired of feeling that way. In order to not feel that way, I have to surround myself from people who believe in that they are in control of their financial destiny. It means being around a completely different environment of people and changing a lot of my belief systems that keep me stuck and scared because I feel like I'm not enough. My benchmark, earning $5,000 a month to pay for private health insurance and fund exit transition for social assistance through savings, investments, business reinvestments, gross income before approved expenses. So ODSP has a specific list of approved expenses. The CRA has a completely different list of acceptable business expenses based on the tax code of Canada. I wish ODSP would follow the same approved expenses as the Canada Revenue Agency, but they don't. And the longer I'm on Ontario Disability Support Program, I'm forever following two sets of rules that causes stress and confusion that's irritating. This is worth focusing on instead of lack and scarcity. So this is worth focusing on instead of lack and scarcity is building savings, building your investments, reinvest into your business. You have to focus on that to exit off Ontario Disability Support Program. The ultimate goal, creating wealth and freedom on my terms, free from policy limitations, instability, and scarcity. This makes it a positive affirmation of freedom from those things. Okay, so the image of Sheldon Remy or Junior Carter. This is a wheelchair. It's made of gold. All the shiny parts of the wheelchair are gold trim. And he's holding a map, wearing his business suit. It looks like a person in Men in Black, long necktie, dark blue or dark black business suit. There's a compass in the maze that follows behind him. This represents defining the system. Wait, defying? Oh, it does say defying the system. My fight for financial freedom. Facing deep disbelief, I face deep institutional disbelief when pursuing entrepreneurship and ODSP and sharing my journey, sharing my story. The thing is, depending on what spaces I'm in, they don't fully hear what I'm talking about because they're not ready to fully grasp what I'm talking about. Where I know ODSP keeps everyone asset limits under $150,000. They combine it in different buckets. Like there's the non-exempt asset of $40,000. There's $10,000 in gifts and voluntary payments you're allowed to receive in a 12-month period. You're allowed $100,000 in a segregated fund, or you have $100,000 in a trust fund. But if you have a segregated fund and a trust fund, the total amount has to be $100,000. If you look at the financial service industry and explore segregated funds with a qualified financial representative that's licensed to sell you that products, you understand that there's no limitations of those accounts based on the federal Canadian government. The limitation of keeping it to $100,000, it's only decided by Ontario Disability Support Program. Then buying a house. If you go through a mortgage first home buyer webinar, everything is about qualifying for the mortgage. The examples they always seem to use is $500,000 up to $1.5 or $7 million on a house, which means you need about 50 to almost 100, actually no more than that, like $400,000 of a down payment on a house. Now, buying a house is just a matter of having the money and planning and saving and keeping your debt manageable to qualify for the mortgage. Because ODSP policy says you're going to have your primary residence of a house as an exempt asset and stay on Ontario Disability Program. But the more I understand the financial industry and the financial products and the regulations in the like Insurance Act or mortgages or investments, they don't have the same limitations as government assistance programs. Government assistance programs specifically have limitations to limit people with disabilities. The only way to get out of that system is to buy back your freedom $1 at a time. And I'm really, really serious when I say that because my registered disability savings plan, yes, it's nice to have. I really love having it. But if I only have my registered disability savings plan as my account to create financial freedom, I still remain eligible for Ontario Disability Support Program unless when you take withdrawals out of your registered disability savings plan, if I take more than $40,000 out of there, as an example, and it sits in my savings account, ODSP will say I'm not eligible for ODSP. So you basically would have to take withdrawals out of your registered disability savings plan if you're planning on staying on Ontario Disability Support Program before they kick you off of age 65, staying below their asset limits to access what they have available in Ontario Disability Support Program. I don't want to deal with that in my 50s and 60s. I don't even want to deal with it in my 40s at all. Of like, okay, I have my registered disability savings plan, but I'm on Ontario Disability Support Program. I can take out a certain withdrawal limit from a registered disability savings plan. But oh yeah, I have to worry about Ontario Disability Support Program. I don't want to worry about those two things together. I don't, because they don't exist if you're not on social assistance. They're not even there. So caught in the gap. ODSP policy 5.4 self-employment income is allowed, but caseworkers often say we don't help people like you. The lack of understanding business income reporting or beliefs of self-employment isn't viable when programs are limited. Programs are limited across Canada. I paid for private coaching. Yeah. So I paid for the coaching program from Tony Robbins. I paid for private coaches that I found in different communities that they are coaches, either money coaches through the Dave Ramsey community or seeking out a specific disability entrepreneurship coach that has a long track record of being a certified coach. Meeting with her a couple times because she was really interested in working with me, and I'm really searching out the right type of coach. So we had a lot of discovery calls to figure out if we can fit together for a coaching relationship. Eventually, I have to pick a side. You can't chase two rabbits. I can't chase the limitations of Ontario Disability Support Program and building a successful, sustainable business that can support me and my medical expenses as a person living with a disability. And I can't deal with a caseworker that doesn't understand that entrepreneurship is not employment. They're legally different. I can't deal with being in a organization when I talk about entrepreneurship. They think it's employment. They're not the same. They're legally not the same. I can't deal with your incompetence and unawareness of what's available to you because you didn't go explore it. I can't. I really can't. I'm not going to put up with that no more. I'm done. Ambition under attack. In 2011, legally told me you can't work after I've already built a profitable business. My ambition isn't a threat. It's my golden ticket to freedom. That it is. I had my business. I became psychotic. Then you tell me to stop your business completely and then apply for government assistance, and you trap me. You basically lock me in a tomb and seal the door and hope I wouldn't escape. That's what happened. I'm watching Vampire Diaries right now. This is exactly what they did to Katrina, and that's what it feels like I'm happening right now with myself. With Ontario Disability Support Program. They got me in Ontario Disability Support Program. We filled all the applications, went through all the processes. We thought we'd go to tribunal. Then the legal aid told me you're approved. And then good luck. They closed my file. And then I'm on Ontario Disability Support Program waiting for a caseworker to issue out my back pay. And I've been dealing with that monster in the maze ever since. This is why I call it the maze of the Minotaur. I use a lot of like mythology, folklore stories to describe the challenges of being on a Ontario government disability support program, just so that people have some grasp of how difficult the challenges we face are. Success is a threat. The disability system treats my success as a threat, not something to support. No, they don't. So just because they don't support it doesn't mean I have to stay with them like a bad relationship. We're going to leave the relationship. That's where that comes in. Fighting for my right to thrive. I have to fight for the right to report my income, run a business, grow beyond the limitations of disability programs. This is what we're doing. And the sooner I do it, the better. Oh, my video. Can I play my video? Oh, we can't play the video. Okay, hold on. Let me find my video. How do I exit full screen? Then I have to share the window. Oh, I have to share the window, which is not that one. Because this is the video of me talking to Tony Robbins. And I really want to be able to play it. Okay, so we share. We share this window. All right, and then I press this button.
Minnie, what was the area you struggled with, and what finally pushed you over the edge to finally handle it?
So I'm still struggling with, but I'm pushed over the edge in it. It's being on Ontario Disability Support Program.
Yeah, I saw your video last night.
And
yes.
Yeah, they told me that, and I did not believe it. So
I think I left you a video, or I left you a message. Did you read it or watch it?
I have to go back and look.
No, I was impressed that you're tired. What I got from it is you're tired of that because it's costing you your pride. It's costing your ability to have a real quality of life. Sometimes someone's idea of support becomes, the wall of protection becomes a prison, and you're not willing to put up with it, I see.
No, because they control every aspect of my life. I want to get married. They want to know who I'm married to, their assets, their income, their job. And they expect them to financially insurance take care of me without me having a discussion with that person.
Yeah. And so tell me something. So now you made the decision that you're going to make that change. What action are you going to take?
Well, it's me always knowing the policy before they do so I can make my decision for myself.
That's beautiful. Give her a hand. Thank you very much.
Okay. I think we're back now. That's me speaking to Tony Robbins last year. I'm pretty excited about it. So we're back. Main stage. We're on the slide still. Okay. Okay, I also have the live video in another screen that's echoing in my ear. All right, so I think if I stop sharing, then we go back to this. We did Tony Robbins. Then we're back to this. So, I was hoping there'd be people in chat to ask questions, but my presentation is officially done. I'm very happy we stayed through the little technical issues of the video playing at the end. But this is it. This is what we're doing. This is the journey of Canadian disability benefits, exit off of Ontario Disability Support Program, building wealth for financial peace and independence. It's very possible. It's going to take work. It's going to take work, but let me quickly find it. ODSP employment supports. It's built into the policy. They want you to work. They don't stop you from working if you could work. They do want to know if you exceeded their income limitations from work, but it doesn't say no, you can never work ever again. Private disability insurance, like long-term disability insurance from a major disability insurance company, they stop you from working. But if you're on CPP, ODSP, H, British Columbia, Nova Scotia, they all have it in their policy. You can earn your income while on benefits. Once you've reached a certain milestone of achievement of earning more than what they give you, you graduated from the program. Go live your life. Go explore the world. Like if you're in your 20s and you have a disability, and I'm going with the mild disabilities, you have a whole life ahead of you still to live. Yes, it's super challenging having symptoms and doctor's appointments and people not believing you're sick. It's not their problem. They don't have to believe you're sick or not, or disabled or not. They don't. It's not about them. It's about you, what you want to do, how you want to do it. Go do it. So this is exactly where am I trying to have? Okay, this is actually, you know what? This page is fine to share. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So here, this page here, ODSP, Ontario Disability Program, employment support. If you have a disability, Ontario Disability Support Program, employment source may help you find work, keep a job, start a business, or advance your career. Community-based services provide or deliver ODSP employment supports. Now, see how it says start a business? Them helping you start a business, they help you start the business. They don't help you scale your business. They don't help you grow your business. That is on your own. And that's assuming you can find the right employment support provider. Here in this list here of employment support providers that have a program for entrepreneurship. Then not every program that is available in your location is listed on this directory website from Ontario Disability Support Program. Like I went through the Toronto Business Development Center program. They were all about making a business plan, but I already had an established business. YMCA Greater Toronto, they have an entrepreneurship program. It's a self-directed online course. Youth Employment Services, they have one too. Which one did I go through? March of Dimes does not. March of Dimes only has stuff for employment. George Brown College, they have the business diploma program. They have a really good alumni network for people that are graduated from George Brown College who started businesses after graduating George Brown College. George Brown College has a really, really successful business center for people exploring business. And then some people graduate from the programs and start their own businesses. Epilepsy Toronto does not have a Start Your Business program or anything to do with entrepreneurship. Community Outreach Canada, they said they had one, but when I talked to the intake worker, they have no experience at all about business, because questions I would ask them to see how well they're experienced with running a business, they couldn't answer the questions. That's my good indicator. I have more experience than most of these people because I've been running my business for 22 years and counting. Community Living Toronto, they don't have one. No. Canadian Mental Health Association, they have one, but it's only for Kitchener-Waterloo. Then there's Rise Helps Canada that's not listed here, that should be listed here. They have one. Wood Green has some programs for entrepreneurship, mostly about income tax planning, but based on your income fits their criteria. But since I have investment income in my brokerage account, I don't qualify for that. So you really spend a lot of time going through a system and trying to figure out, hold on. Oh, really? Okay, I don't main stage. We're on the main stage. So I don't need to go through all these programs at all. I don't. Since 2016 to 2025, almost a decade of my life exploring what's available in Ontario Disability Support Program. It's not like the only WOW program that's there is George Brown College and maybe a university that has a business bachelor, like the business school program. I know what it's. Let me look it up. I know what it. Go TMU business management program, BCom. So the BCom business management program, admission requirements, business management. They have the Ted Rogers School of Business over at TMU, Toronto Metropolitan University. They have it there. But a lot of it is you creating what you want to have happen in your life. And then, of course, if you're not like I'm specifically talking about downtown Toronto. If you're outside of downtown Toronto, you have to explore what colleges in your part of Ontario have, or universities where you are have for programs. They'll get you in the door. The colleges and universities will get you in the door. It's just that you have to know where they'll take you and where their limitations are. Because this is where you saw the video of me speaking to Tony Robbins. He'll take me further. His programs, his coaching programs. He has a business mastery program. He has a life coaching program. Tony Robbins' coaching programs basically cover every aspect of my life that's missing in the government system programs altogether. And that video of me speaking to Tony Robbins is because he watched a Facebook video I posted in his VIP Facebook. He watched it. His assistant called me, said, we would like Tony to speak to you on stage. We did. I was nervous out of my mind, but that was the best opportunity I needed to push myself forward. And here we are. We now have a full presentation. I hope you enjoy the knowledge and wisdom that's in the presentation. I'm hoping next Saturday we can have more talks like this, because I want people to know what's possible so they can dream about what's possible and create it for themselves. Because the government's not coming to rescue you. And I can't go on with, let's, write a letter to change policy and do more research. We've done so much research. I've been paid all of 2024 to participate in research studies and documentaries and interviews and podcasts based on research for their small, ridiculous, undervalued honorarium. For what? Well, you know what? I'm going to go out and find another method by myself and see where I end up. Because I've done the government program. I've done advocacy this and network that and honorarium that. It's not working. And if I feel like that option is not working, I feel like it's better if I pay off my credit cards, launch a business with cash, go out there and do it on my own based on my skills, my knowledge, and my ability. And then, yes, I have an episodic disability. I may have symptoms tonight. I may have symptoms in 5 minutes from now, but it's still not going to stop me from making my own money. And especially like, we're on the internet. Y'all are watching my YouTube video. You've probably seen a lot of advertisements in the YouTube video as I was doing my presentation. If you watch those commercials, all of them, half of them, some of them, YouTube will pay me in the partner program. That helps support me to go through navigating, lifting myself out of poverty to build wealth and financial independence. And then if you want to be a direct supporter of the mission, then you see in the right-hand corner over here, buy me a coffee. This QR code goes to buying me a coffee, and every dollar that you support me goes supporting this journey. Do you want to see me successful? Yes, buy me a coffee. What else do I have for you today? Actually, I don't, because I covered so much in that presentation. I covered income, assets, benefits, navigating the policy, letting you know ODSP had things in their policy to claiming they would help people with their entrepreneurships, and they stopped promoting it. They literally just stopped promoting it. I don't know why they stopped promoting it. I don't care why they stopped promoting it. I need to figure out a way to get on my goals, my ambitions, and achieve the things I want. So, no questions today in chat, but I'm hoping the viewers of the video will leave comments on the replay, and I will see you on the next one. Smooches, right? And if you want to see more of this face, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and I will see you next Saturday between 10 a.m. and 11. So